arrived in Florala, Alabama, to Lake Jackson, where James and I will be spending the night doing a little fishing. I will try out my duplex tent for the very first time. I cannot wait. It's a beautiful evening. It's about 6 o'clock, and tomorrow we'll be hiking Conecuh National Forest South Loop Trail. And one other special hike, which any of you out there, outdoor folks that think you know some stuff, I've got a question and a riddle for you that I'm going to give you tomorrow. And if you put your mind to it, I'm sure you can figure it out. But it's some place that we're going to be that I'll keep a secret till tomorrow. But this is Lake Jackson. Wow. It's pretty. Get this moss and this canopy. Just gorgeous. Oh, it's a briar. Come here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, buddy. Thank you, Lord. Love to fish. Got some lightning bugs. Hope you can see some of these. They still up there good? Just found a whole little. It's hard to see if I'm getting them though. There's one couple right there, man. Yeah, I see them. I love lightning bugs. Brings back memories right there. Catching them up in Birmingham, Alabama, my grandparents' house. Awesome. Yeah, they're in here. Very cool.
You get around here when you make you a bunch.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so it's the first night in the duplex. It's cooling off. There's fireflies all around our tents. What a great end to a good day. See you in the morning. Hey everybody. Birdman here. James and I just got up. It's about 5:30, 5:45. Just packed up camp and we were assaulted by mosquitoes, so we are not staying for breakfast right there or coffee. We're just up and out. But we are heading to a particular place this morning. Let me show you the trail. I'll get my face off of this thing. We are heading to a particular place this morning where I told you yesterday I was going to give you a question and a riddle. So anyway, very soon we will be standing at a place where it will be possible to say that we are standing on the highest of the lowest, and at the same time on the lowest of the highest. So the question is, where will we be, and how on earth could that be? So again, put your thinking caps on. If you want to solve the riddle, it is a legitimate riddle. If you want to pause the video in a few minutes and figure it out, go right ahead. But I'm going to give you 3 hints. Now, right now, we currently are in Florala, coming out of the woods, and we're heading to Florida. So we're going to cross the state line. So your first hint is we'll be in Florida. Hint number 1, you'll be in Florida. Hint number 2, you kind of have to be an avid mountain climber. Or let me rephrase that. Hint number 2, if you were an avid mountain climber who would love to just climb mountains all over the United States, all 50 states, you would have a good chance of knowing and being able to solve this riddle just by thinking it through and using your own brain. And riddle number 3 is that this spot, there's 50 of these spots. This is just one of the potential 50 places that I could be talking about. Okay, so there's your 3 hints. Now, all you gotta do is solve the riddle. Answer the question. So that place we're going is pretty much just not a whole lot of hiking there, so you'll see that here shortly. But then we will be heading to Conecuh National Forest near Andalusia, Alabama, where we've done the North Loop Trail before. That video I put up that says arachnophobia with a side of mosquitoes. This is the South Loop Trail, and we're going to be hiking somewhere between 8 and 14 miles. We're not sure exactly how much. Anyway, the sun's coming up over there over the lake. Can't really see it, but bye for now. All right, so the question is, where are we going to be standing, and how's that even possible? Okay, once again, here's the question: where are we? And the riddle is, we're going to be able to say that we're standing on the highest of the lowest, and at the same time, we're standing on the lowest of the highest. We're no longer in Florala, Alabama. We're across state line in Florida. So hint number 1, we're in Florida. Hint number 2, to have the greatest chance to answer this question and to solve the riddle, you'd really have to be an avid mountain climber and have the desire to hike in all 50 states. So that type of person, if you're one of those, you probably don't even need the hints. You could probably solve that if you just think a little bit about the question and the riddle. And thirdly, there's only one of 50 points that I could actually say this about. So where we are is only one of 50 potential places, and it's the only out of the 50 that I could make this riddle work. So, all right, put your thinking caps on and solve the riddle. Now, we're coming off the parking lot, and I've heard it said that if you ever are coming off this parking lot heading toward this thing right in front of us, and you start getting a little lightheaded, you start getting a little queasy because the elevation is getting too high for you, and you're getting a little mountain sickness, then you should just stop somewhere in the grass, sit down, get your wits about yourself, and then make your way to this, which is the highest point and peak of elevation in the state of Florida. So at the very moment, I'm standing on the highest point of Florida, the lowest state, and the lowest high point of all 50 high points. Of all the states, this is the lowest elevation of a high point of a state. So that's where we are. And there's a little 0.7 mile hiking trail we're fixing to walk before we head to Conecuh National Forest. All right, so how did you do? Did you answer the question? Did you solve the riddle? Probably not. I think most people don't want to think that hard. But I'm sure somebody out there did. The official place, the name of the place we're at is Britton Hill in Lakeland, or Lakewood, Florida. Elevation 345 feet. And of course, it is the highest point in the state of Florida, which is the lowest state out of all 50. And it's the lowest elevation high point of all the 50 high points of every state. So kind of cool. But this is a, I think James says a 0.7 mile trail right here. Right by the monument. It starts and just loops around with some benches to sit at and all. Kind of nice. Really the only thing I'm thinking about now, honestly. I mean, I'm trying to enjoy this hike, but I need coffee. This is a nice little hike. This would be a great thing to bring your family out to. Young kids would do fine. Little ups and downs, just really pretty hike. But back to Britton Hill for a minute. And this highest point here in Florida, Lakewood, Florida. We're less than 2 miles from Florala, Alabama, so close to the state line. But I mentioned one of the hints was mountain climbers, avid climbers would probably know, because they like to climb all the high points of all the 50 states, including Mount McKinley in Alaska and little old Britton Hill in Florida. But it's called the 50 Peaks Challenge, and many mountain climbers attempt it. It's all 50 U.S. high points as fast as you can do it. In 2016, 2 women set a new world record doing it in 41 days, 16 hours, and 10 minutes. Actually, one of those 2 couldn't summit Mount McKinley because I think it was some frostbite or something from something she had done prior, so she actually officially didn't set the record, but the lady she was going with did, so that's amazing. Well, I can say now I've officially been at one. If I'm not mistaken, I think Clingman's Dome is another high point. I believe that may not be accurate, but I think I've been on a couple, but I'm by far not anywhere close to completing a 50 Peaks challenge. How about you? All right, so we just left Blue Pond, where we started our last hike out here at Conecuh National Forest. And we did the North Loop Trail. Now we're doing the South Loop Trail, but you leave out of Blue Pond on the same trail. And you go up a little hill, and you bear off to the right if you want to go to Open Pond like we're doing today on the South Loop Trail. This connector, I think, is somewhere around 4 miles. Today we plan on hiking either 8 or 12 or somewhere in there, depending on whether we're going to re-hike the connector back or just jump in James' truck that we left at Open Pond. We weren't sure if we were going to have another issue with spiders and mosquitoes like we did last time out here, but this is just beautiful. It's nice, easy, open walking, hiking. You can see it. It's gorgeous. It is a little warm, and that's another reason we wanted to leave another vehicle down there. We're getting a little late start this morning since we started over there in our tents at the lake and then made our way to Britton Hill for that little adventure and had another little side stop off that we had to do. So it's a little after 9 o'clock, and actually the temperature's already up to 80 degrees, so it's going to be hot and humid. So right now it still feels nice, but it won't be long. We'll be working up a good lather. And there is Blue Pond down there through the trees where we parked near the privies. It's really nice facilities here to come swim and just have a good time. But and these hiking trails sure do add a bonus. But these are just mature, full-grown pines right here. It's just really pretty. Understory's already grown up a lot. It is May the 5th, 2018. When we came out here and did the North Loop Trail, it was last summer. It was July 22nd, I believe. And that's when the banana spiders had exploded, and were zillions of them. And then we got chased out of the woods literally at the end by mosquitoes, swarms of them. It was not pleasant, so we knew not to come back in the middle of summer. And it's early May, so far so good. I don't think I've seen but one mosquito, and that was in the parking lot. It's just a gorgeous day. All this new growth on these limbs. Just beautiful. It's the first little wet bottom we've come to on this trail. Well, we did cross one other small boardwalk, maybe about 12 or 14 feet. This water is very still. I hear a red-headed woodpecker. Yeah, you know, it's nice. This is a great little hiking trail right here. This would be another great adventure for a family. And if the kids are too little to make the return connector, Dad can go back, get the car, and pick them up at open pond if they're swimming.
Yep, that's what you do.
It's nice to be in a little bit of a green tunnel.
Oh, it is.
Hope it stays like this for a while.
Yep.
Those pines are pretty, but they are exposed compared to this. I'm heading into another bottom here, between 3 and 4 miles in, hoping that this one is a long one. Give us a break out of this heat and sun. It'd be a dream if it comes up on the other side in the green tunnel again. Give us a little break because it is warm out. I hear some water. There's a little creek and it's nice and clear. Very nice. Here is the natural spring. It's coming right out of the side of this steep head right here. I'll just show you up. Nice and cool water. But right when you get to the end of it, you need a chainsaw to get through here just about. Oh, there it goes. Definitely a viable water source. We're on the Blue Springs Blue Blaze off the Connector Trail going to Open Pond. And it's opened up down here next to a creek. Little floodplain area. It's nice and cool. Plenty of shade. And just had to show you a little bit of it. We've been walking through quite a bit of tall, mature plantation. It just doesn't have much cover. There's the creek down there, way down there. Oh yeah, this is nice. I hope we stay down here by this creek for a while. This is some nice hiking right here. Oh, look at that. Wow. That's beautiful. That little small creek is coming out right there and pouring into this creek. Look at this. Wow. That's beautiful. Big old cypress. Look at that water. All right, hiking on. Isn't this pretty? Man, who knew this was here? I expected to see a pond today, not a beautiful river. Look at this little, man. Bunch of minnows down there. Plenty of life.
This is nice.
Yeah. That'd be nice to walk around in right there. Swim.
That's why I said, hold me back. I want to get in.
I mean, it just reminds me of creeks up in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Trout fishing and the rocks in the bottom like it is. It's just gorgeous. Huh. Okay, it's moments and places like these that get your attention again. To remind you of the beauty of God's creation. I mean, you know, unless you're here, you just never know. It was here. It's funny how he can get your attention.
Now I know why Daddy spent so much time up around Open Pond.
Your dad hung out a lot down here?
Yeah. He said he spent a lot of time growing up around Open Pond. Now I see why.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You know?
Can see him in the water with friends.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Look at this little rat.
Man, this was unexpected. I must admit I did not research this hike very good. Some cypress knees right there. Anyway, I didn't research this hike very well because James is kind of from this general area. I knew he had this covered. Look at this. But even he didn't expect to see all these little riffles and ripples. Man, this is nice. And remember, if you were just hiking from Blue Pond to Open Pond, you probably would not take the Blue Spring Blue Blaze trail for an extra several miles, 2-3 miles. You'd go straight on to Open Pond and you'd miss this whole thing. And from what I've seen of Open Pond, it's pretty and everything. We'll see it here shortly when we get there and hike around it. But you missed this. Man. Don't miss it. The trails have been very well maintained as well. Oh, this is a nice section. Mm. Atlantic white cedar too, along with these cypress and other trees. Just beautiful. All right, got a little swampy action down here. What's that?
That was well worth it.
Oh man, that was awesome. That's gonna be one of the highlights for me for sure. All right, so remember it's May 5th. Things are out. Things like this, so protect yourself, protect your family, and
I was 2 steps away from it when I saw it.
that head almost looks like a corn snake. I'm just not sure. I'm gonna
Can't really tell.
let's see.
It'd be a corn.
I couldn't tell, and you know what? I don't want to know.
I don't want to.
We walk on. This is our first good view of open pond. We're kind of up on a ridge above it. We're in the way back corner. It's kind of neat being way up over it when we stay up here a while. We're at 9 miles from the parking lot at Blue Pond to our first sighting of Open Pond. So if you plan on hiking from there, 9 miles from there to here. But well worth it. And that includes the Blue Springs Blue Blaze loop that we used. It would be less than 9 miles if you just came straight down the connector trail to Open Pond. You could cut out 2-3 miles off that 9. So anyway, do your research. So now we made it down to water level, which is kind of beautiful in its own right. Alright, so we're just still right down here on the lake. It's beautiful, well kept. You can walk right down to the water. You can fish all day long. Lake goes that way and this way. And you can come bring your fifth wheel, tent, car camp, whatever you want to do. It's a nice place, but the actual open pond hiking trail, we're on it. Just right here by the edge of the pond. So far this hike has been wonderful, and this is no exception. Just the opportunity to come in amongst the other people camping and then come right down here to the water and take a load off, find you some shade, eat, snooze, maybe swim, and keep on going. This is just really nice. Come out and enjoy it. But yeah, we're right on the trail right now. Awesome. Fish on. All right, so we're just now coming out of the trail back here at Blue Pond, where it all began this morning. I'll give you all the statistics in just a minute, but this is where we began, right here, Blue Pond. So if you come here, you can do your own research, how to get here, etc., and so on. You will come up here to this, well, let me show you the pond first. This is a shallow, marshy end. The farther we go, the more wide it gets, the deeper it gets. And at the other end of this thing is the Methodist camp that I showed you the last time we were up to here doing the North Loop Trail. The video I've got that went off to arachnophobia with a side of mosquitoes. But anyway, the Methodist camp's on the far side. They're there having a ball right now. But anyway, this is where you want to park. You come up to this stop sign and kiosk. It's a $3 daily use fee. So you just get you an envelope out of the mailbox. You take half of it, put the other half with your $3 in that deposit thing right there. And then you just drive on down here and park. You can enjoy this area if you want, or just jump on the trails, but you have to come up here and park if you want to do the Conecuh National Forest North Loop Trail. And if you want to do Open Pond Trail, you can certainly go down there. Just avoid this altogether. It just depends on what kind of mileage you want to do on your hike. today's hike from Blue Lake on the Connector Trail down to the Blue Blaze to Blue Springs, then back to the Connector Trail around Open Pond, back to the Connector Trail, back to Blue Lake was a total of 15.8 miles. Added to the 0.7 miles we hiked this morning at Britton Hill for a total of 16.5 miles of hiking. Took us 6.5 hours. Had 1,000 feet of elevation gain, so plenty of ups and downs. Saw a black-faced fox squirrel, plenty of birds of prey, that one snake, various other creatures, lots of beautiful things. Had a blast. Birdman out.